Alright, y'all, I'm just having a little fun. At any rate, this look was inspired by the Real Basketball Wives of Atlanta. Yeah, I know it's really the Basketball Wives and the Real Housewives of Atlanta, but I just, I love those two shows right there. I mean, whenever they start up, the season of those starts up, I have to watch. I've been, addicted ever since. I don't even have cable. I watch them online, actually, but I love those shows, and I'll never forget the very first episode that I seen. And I don't know if it was the very episode of Real Housewives or what, but it was the episode where, in this very first season, I do know that, where Nene, she was getting her makeup done, and she was getting, she was getting ready to go to this party of charades that, that she wasn't even on the guest list for initially. And, she was getting her makeup all airbrushed on and everything, her hair was on point, makeup on point, everything, getting, just getting put together. And then get there, wasn't even on the guest list, and then she started tripping. There's nothing that I admire about how most of them behave on those shows, but I'm always looking at what they have on, the jewelry, the makeup, because, I mean, it's usually 99.9% of the time it's on point. Now, occasionally they'll be looking a hot mess, but, most of the time that's makeup and hair and everything is so on point. And even though, say what you want to about Nene, but her makeup always looks good to me. I don't care what anybody says. Nene's makeup is always on point. I was telling Basketball Wives, it's probably a toss-up between Evelyn and Shani. Their makeup's always on point. Even though they're, like I said, love or hate Evelyn, the non-motherfucking factor bitch. But her makeup is always on point, and I admire that about her. Jennifer, I don't know, maybe, I think her contacts throw me off or something, but something about her look just, I mean, she's actually very pretty. I think her personality just comes across as being really fake at times. That just makes her look unattractive, but she's actually very pretty. But I would like to see what I don't know if that's her real eye color or not. I'm thinking it's probably not. I could be wrong. But I think she would look better without the contacts, because the contacts just really make her look fake, so. But at any rate, I love those two shows. This look was kind of inspired by just the whole Real Housewives, Basketball Wives, all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's not, I wouldn't think of any particular character really. I was just thinking about the big hair, the weaves, the unbelievable weaves, and the makeup, and the big earrings, which I love, and jewelry, of course. Bam, bam, bam! But the main thing I was showing here was the airbrush and everything. So, yeah, girl, gotta get it together. Bam, bam, bam! But at any rate, yeah, let's get started with the look. And, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. And, love y'all. Let's get started. Bam! Okay, here's my airbrush gun right here. This is a Graftobian walk around. I know Awada is, I mean, if you've done any kind of research on airbrush, an airbrush system, the Dinair airbrush is popular. The Awada airbrush is popular. There's some other ones out there I can't think of right off the top of my head, but there's several systems out there that are really popular. This one is by Graftobian. Graftobian makes professional grade makeup artist makeup, and this is their airbrush system. And you see the gun here like so. And this is what I bought, and I've really been satisfied with it, honestly. I think I only had to replace the air hose once on it, but other than that, I've been really satisfied. I'm going to do my eyebrows first, and mind you, I may come back and correct those a little bit too as we go along. But I'm going to do my eyebrows first. And how I do my eyebrows, because, the way airbrush makeup is, it's not the ideal way if you want a really precise application. I mean, you can get somewhat of a precise application of makeup with airbrush, but to really get how you want it to be, it's best to use stencils. Here's my stencil, and this one is the medium arch stencil. And then basically what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it up against my face like so. Over my natural brow as much as possible on each, and then flip it around this side and do the same way, and then just spray in the the makeup so that it takes on my brows. The color that I'm using to do my eyebrows is Dinair's dark brown. That's what that looks like in the bottle. I'm gonna place the eyebrow stencil over my actual brow so that it'll be where it needs to be for me to fill it in. And I'm doing this pretty close at a low PSI or low pressure rate. You don't want to do all of your application this close. It's just that whenever you're doing like a really, if you're really trying to get a precise hit the area precisely. You just want to get it close and, you know, within close range, so to speak, and apply the color. Dark and, you know, heavy. But as I go along, I'll go, you know, when I go over my foundation, everything else, this will, you know, I'll lighten up. I'll go over this area with that color, which I didn't even actually use all of this color. It's in here. That's one thing about airbrush makeup. Sometimes you can put more foundation in the little bowl than what you need, and then, you know, when you get ready to change colors, you have to clean that out before you go to the next color, or else it'll mess up the color that you apply next. And whenever you're applying airbrush makeup, you want to do it in circular motions. I'm not spraying anything yet, but you want to kind of like just go in circular motions on your face. You'll hear a lot of makeup artists or people that do airbrush call going over your face with airbrush makeup called passes. So that's basically going to be making several passes over your face. When you're applying airbrush makeup, you don't really want to have it on a high PSI or a high pressure unless you're doing precise application like I would be on my eyebrows. I mean, you don't want it to be too high then, but you know, you want it to be high enough to where it comes out more concentrated and on the area that you want it to, you know, to be applied to. But let me start with this here. I'm going to start on my jawline here. And as you see, I have some discoloration here. And you'll notice as I go along, I mean, you know, as I keep on going over it, that discoloration will disappear more and more. I'm just showing you where it is right now, so that you'll see it disappear as I go along. And again, I'm going in circular motions all over my face. There's no particular, other than going in circular motion, there's no particular order that you necessarily have to go in with this. Just make sure that when you're going over your eye area that you keep your eyes closed, of course, for obvious reasons. You don't have to keep, if you're doing it on yourself, you don't have to keep your eyes closed the whole time. Just make sure you keep your eyes closed when you're going over your eyes. And actually, you can see here, you can barely even see where I had the discoloration on my jawline before. Still going to go over a little bit more to get better coverage though. And the further you pull back, I mean, the further you are away from your face, the bigger area the airbrush will cover. So I want to get this area here to kind of really highlight it, and then I'm going to go back and do some contouring. My chin. And I'm also going to do my my lid area, my eyes. Give it a little bit of a highlight there. Now I'm going to apply my blush, and the color that I'm using here is Gush by Obsessive Compulsive. This is the finished look. I hope y'all like it. I didn't do the eyes in the video, I'm sorry, but you know, these were the colors that I used. I used my NYX for eyes only, the Smokey Eye Palette here. I mainly used the darker shades along the crease and outer V area. And I also used in here, which is this color, is my Wet n Wild Coloricon palette. And I think this one, yeah, this one's called Vanity. I use this one quite a bit, as you can tell. But yeah, that's the one I used on my eyes. And for my blush, because even though I did put on I did airbrush my blush on the video, I wanted to kind of bring out that color a little bit more. So I used NARS right here, Exhibit A. And it's a really bright red, but you know, if you apply it in moderation, when I did, I kind of just dabbed it on with a sponge just so I could kind of control how much intensity was going to be there. But that's what this color looks like. It's really bright, but like I said, you know, if you take a sponge or like a brush that doesn't apply it really strong and just kind of blend it out like so, it looks beautiful. It's a great color. And that's it really. Oh yeah, wait, one more thing. And for my lip gloss, I used, well, lip liner first. I used Coco Loco by Jordana, and this is only $1.99, y'all. I don't really spend a lot on lip liners and eyeliners like that. And this here is Revlon Colorburst, and the color here is Bronze Shimmer, by the way. So, and that's what I used on my lips. And I used Ruby Kisses gel liner in Rich Black, which I've used that in another video before. And that's all I really did for the makeup other than my airbrush stuff. So, you know, and also I didn't record the eyes and lips, all that stuff. It was mainly because, you know, I wanted people to see the airbrush, you know, to see how that's really done, because a lot of people haven't seen it. And sadly, there's not really a lot of videos that go in depth about airbrushing. Not saying that this one does. I hope to in future videos, but I just kind of wanted to show the basic technique and how it's, you know, how it's done, because I know, like, where I live, I've been, you know, I've been telling all my friends, family, and people that, you know, I see on a regular basis, yeah, you know, I'm learning, you know, I've been learning, teaching myself how to do airbrush for the past few months, and, you know, getting better and better at it, and all that kind of stuff. So I wanted them to see, and a lot of people never really was, you know, that I come across, hadn't really, either didn't really have an understanding what airbrush makeup is, or never really heard of it. So, you know, hopefully they'll get to see this video and see what it's all about, and, you know, call me, schedule an appointment, I can do it for you. Got you know, got weddings, all this stuff coming up, and, you know, hey, it's a great, you know, it's a great way to go. It's lightweight, gives your skin a great flawless finish. Not saying you can get that with traditional makeup, but it's just really, if you're a person that doesn't really like to wear makeup and you don't like the feeling of a lot of makeup on your face, I would definitely say airbrush makeup is the way to go. You know, so that's why I wanted to show that to people that, you know, otherwise didn't really, you know, may not take out the time typically to watch a video on airbrush makeup on YouTube, or just, you know, didn't have any clue what it was really. So I wanted, you know, this video is mainly for them. And, you know, if you've already seen these videos about airbrush and just wanted to see this one, that's a, you know, that's a good thing too, because you know, that's another thing too, I don't see that many videos with black women doing airbrush makeup either. And this is for everybody, don't get me wrong, but, you know, it helps for sisters to see sisters putting on makeup. That way they can get ideas. I'm like, oh, okay, this is how this will work for me and stuff too. But my videos are for everybody, so I'm not trying to say, you know, be one of those like, oh, it's just for, you know, black women only. So I wanted to clarify that also. But at any rate, I love you guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Yeah, I'm just, like I said again, I was just so inspired by the Real Housewives, no, as I call them, the Real Basketball Wives of Atlanta, or the Real Basketball Wives of Florida. I don't know what you want to call it. Anyway, but I love those shows. I just wanted to do a look, you know, kind of based off that, plus showcase airbrushing, you know, airbrush makeup too. So at any rate, God bless y'all. I love you so much. Peace. Bam! Bam! Bam!